Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being on this April quarterly update call. They say that spring is a time for change and growth, and so today a lot of our focus is going to be concentrated on change. So this meeting may look a little different than our future meetings, and that is going to be more inward focused than outward. So our best for all strategy is student readiness, academics, and educators. Our mission statement is develop extraordinary school nutrition professionals and provide strategies to increase consumption of healthy school meals. I wanted to share something that was sent to me this week by a school nutrition director from California. And I shared this with my team this week as well. And I share this because our mission states that the consumption of healthy school meals, and I think a lot of times we get caught up in the regulations, the reviews, the employee disputes, the procurement issues, and the list goes on. And we forget to take a step back and see the reward of all the hard work that we do. So this email doesn't state the school, but I hope that it helps you remember why we do what we do. And so the email, she said, I'm actually in Nashville for a few days visiting my granddaughter and her parents, and she's in kindergarten. She told me she loves her school lunches, especially when she gets to have strawberries and buns because the buns are baked perfectly and so soft and yummy. And today she wanted to get to school early so she could have breakfast at school. Thought I'd share it because we tend to only hear what kids and parents don't like about school meals. So I wanted to share that as a reminder of the great work that you all are doing for our students, and that even though in tough times, we have a mission and a passion for feeding students in Tennessee. So our agenda today is we're going to talk a little bit about state agency restructure and meeting our team, as we have a lot of new folks on the team, and a lot of us have been working in the background over the years, and you just may not know who we are. So we want to introduce ourselves and let you know we're real people and that we're here to serve you. We'll be looking at Marley will be talking about program updates. So that'll be FFVP, SSO, Junior Chef, and LFS funds. Branda's going to be talking about compliance updates. Jolene will be talking about regional updates and information on upcoming trainings and mentorship program. And then we'll do a district highlight to cap off the meeting. So state agency restructure and new team members. I will start with me, I guess. My name is Josh Nunley, and I am starting my second week as your state director. I live in Hendersonville, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville, and that's with my wife and son. I love working outside, either gardening or building things, and just love learning new things. My previous role at the state was contract manager and procurement specialist, and I've worked with a lot of you on procurement reviews. I worked with the RFP for our current TMAC platform, and worked with a lot of different schools on this call for food service management company contracts. Prior to being at TDOE, I was the operations director of a charter school, so that put me in responsible for procurement, finance, human resources, information technology, and transportation. But I'll say that one of the hardest things that I was in charge of was director of food service. And that position took up more time than any other position. And I say this because I want you to know that I'll always advocate and speak up to directors of schools and superintendents or whoever else will listen to me about the work that you do, because I've been there and I know what it takes, and it's a lot of work. And so I appreciate everything you guys do. A little bit more of my background: I was the COO of a print management company and a co-owner of a food truck here in Nashville. And I can't say that makes me a good cook because I'm not. It was snowballs, so I'm not a good cook. But I do have one specialty, which is gumbo. I'm from Louisiana, so have to know how to make that. And I just look forward to working with everyone and making Tennessee one of the states that the USDA uses as an example when they talk about programs that excel at serving students healthy meals. So next, I want to introduce Marlia Finch, our new assistant director, and I'm happy to have Marlia working side by side with me as we've worked together for 7 years now. So Marlia, do you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I know you've heard my voice or have seen my emails in all sorts of capacities over the last 7 years. But sure, I'll jump right in with some more of the personal stuff like Josh had. I actually live right down the street from Josh. I am in White House. So I am very familiar with the Sumner County area and Robertson County. I also have a nice, well-rounded background that's kind of led me to this position here. So I started right out of grad school with WIC, so I'm definitely comfortable with federal programs. I have a lot of community nutrition background with grant work in a variety of different ways. And I have a whole lot of kitchen experience. I've worked in multiple hospital kitchens, maybe not school kitchens, but hospital kitchens in the Middle Tennessee area. And then I also managed a metabolic research kitchen at Vanderbilt. So definitely have the kitchen experience. Maybe not in schools, but I know how to my way around the kitchen a little bit. And more recently, doing all sorts of grant work with the communications role and then supplemental programs director role. You guys are well aware of fresh fruit and vegetable equipment grants, all the grants, and then training logistics, farm to school, all the things kind of fall in my wheelhouse over here. So I am excited to bring my expertise and well-rounded background to this assistant director position and help advocate for the districts as best as I can. And I will pass it off to Randa.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Randa Mead, and I am your new Senior Data and Compliance Manager as of Monday. I've worked with a lot of you over the years, and I'm very excited to have this position. I started at the state agency August 1st, 2017, which is absolutely wild to think it's almost been 7 years now. A little bit about me. I live in Nashville with my boyfriend, and then we have our daughter Haley, who's 9 half of the time. So she keeps us busy and on our toes. I have worked with many of you in different capacities. I started as the menu planning and culinary specialist, and then I became the menu planning and summer feeding specialist, and then I became the training coordinator and program specialist. And I think many of you know my specialty in that program area is summer feeding. So you heard a lot from me during the height of COVID, trying to navigate requirements and making things work within what USDA allows us to do. So a little bit more on my background. I am a self-proclaimed policy nerd, so I'm pretty excited to be working in a compliance role. I went to graduate school at the University of Tennessee, and I have 2 master's degrees from there, and I completed my dietetic internship there, so I'm also a dietitian. I'm really looking forward to supporting you and your teams in this role. And my hope is to help you understand policy and regulations and do that in a way that makes sense, because oftentimes, what we get from USDA doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense. So while I've never worked at the local level or been in your shoes, I do my best to understand the obstacles that you face on a daily basis, and I want to make the requirements as easy to meet as possible within the confines of what we are required to do to meet USDA standards. I'm very committed to making sure that we feed kids all across the state, which is why summer feeding has always been so important to me, because we all know that a hungry child cannot learn, and just because school is out does not mean that that hunger goes away and that there's not a need there. So I'm really looking forward to this more expanded role and to working with all of you.
Thank you both. Now I'd like to introduce our new regional consultants. Our regional consultants are not only our boots on the ground, but family for a lot of you. So when we hire consultants, we take pride in making sure that they come with a passion for taking care of SFAs in their regions like they would their families. So I know this group I'm introducing today will do just that. So first, I'd like to introduce Marlene DeLong in our Upper Cumberland region. Marlene, would you like to introduce yourself to everybody?
Yes, I would. Thank you, Josh. I would like to say welcome to everyone on the call this afternoon. And I'm so excited to be a part of this team. Like he said, I'm in the Upper Cumberland area. I live in Van Buren County, which is home of Fall Creek Falls. So if you need any hookups for a great weekend getaway, just let me know and I'll direct you and some things to do at Fall Creek Falls. But I have been with TDOE since November of 2023. Prior to that, I worked in many counties in the Upper Cumberland and East Tennessee region, just out in the community, building relationships with people. So I still know a lot of people in the area that I work with. And I was working for the American Cancer Society, which that's a tough role to fill when you're doing a nonprofit world, those kind of jobs. But anyway, it turned out to be a very good career. But sadly, we all know how COVID even did for our school nutrition program. So good old COVID kind of had a lot of restructuring with the American Cancer Society. I started in November 2023, like I said, but prior to that, I had served as the school nutrition supervisor for Van Buren County. I was very excited about that. I got to, and I'll piggyback on what Josh said. The cafeteria workers, the school nutrition directors, those are some of the hardest jobs. So I will have to agree with you, Josh. I've been there, done that, had my hands wet in all the aspects of that kind of work. So I was proud to work for the school system there. I have a son. He has a little boy that will be 3 here in just a few days. My daughter will graduate from Tennessee Tech in December. My little nephew, I keep him. He lives with me, and we live on a big farm. We have dairy cattle and beef cattle and chickens and all kinds of things. So we live on a farm, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm excited to see what my career and my role and everything will turn out to be with school nutrition. And I would like to pass this over to my dear friend and coworker, Miss Jennifer Smart.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry if you can hear the work in the background. We had some damage from the storms. I am Jennifer Smart. I am the Mid-Cumberland West Regional Nutrition Consultant. I have been with the Tennessee Department of Education since July of 2023. I have worked closely with these folks, though, for years, and I'm so excited to be a part of this team. I have experience in many areas of school nutrition. I was a field specialist for Metro Nashville Schools, the director of nutrition for Sumner County Schools, and a regional manager for a food service management company that serviced Nashville and Alabama. I graduated from Johnson and Wales University in Charlotte with an associate's degree in culinary arts and a bachelor's degree, and this is very long, a bachelor's degree in hospitality and food service management, international hospitality management, and wellness and sustainability. I was a chef for several years throughout North Carolina, Tennessee, just really Kentucky, a lot of different areas. But I discovered the world of school nutrition, and I haven't looked back. I have thoroughly enjoyed everyone that I have met in this position and when I was working in the schools in the districts. And it's just such a wonderful community. And I am so excited, like I said, to be a part of this team. My husband, Bill, and I live in Portland, Tennessee with our 2 dogs, Achilles and Abby, and our 2 miniature pigs. We have Sir Mortimer Hamilton and Lady Sophie May. So we live here, and again, just super excited to be a part of this team. And I would like to introduce Trista Snyder.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Hi, I'm Trista. I am the Northwest Regional Consultant. I started this position the end of February. A little bit about me. I have my bachelor's and my master's degree from the University of Tennessee at Martin in Family and Consumer Sciences. I'll be honest, school nutrition was not my plan, so I've done a lot of different things. I thought I was going to be a child life specialist, so I have completed internships at Le Bonheur and St. Jude in Memphis. I've also owned my own children's boutique. I've worked as a customer service rep for a clay company. I was the coordinated school health director for our county. I also was a high school teacher, and now I'm the school nutrition consultant. But right before that, I served as the school nutrition director for Weakley County for 8 years. So I can genuinely say that I have been in your shoes, and I do understand what you face on a daily basis. A little personal stuff about me. I have been married to my husband. Next month will be for 18 years. We have 3 children. Mason, who is my stepson, he is grown. He does life on his own now. I also have Benji, who is a freshman in high school, and Ivy Grace, who is a 6th grader. I enjoy working out in the yard. I enjoy, pinning things on Pinterest that I'm actually never going to do. And that's a stress reliever for me. And I also just like to work at our church. My husband and I are the youth directors there. So it is my pleasure to be on this team, and I look forward to serving each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Trista. I have to say I do the same thing on Pinterest. So pin a lot of things and don't get a lot of the work done. I'll now pass this over to Marlia for program updates.
All right. Thank you, Josh, and thank you, team. I just love our little team. Moving on to program updates. We have some, not a whole lot, since it's that time of year, we're kind of wrapping up things and starting new things. But as a reminder, your fresh fruit and vegetable applications are due in TMAC by April 30th. Again, if you have any issues seeing the sites in your application packet or anything, please reach out to me or your consultant and we can get that taken care of so you can apply for all the sites you wish to apply for that are eligible for FFVP. And speaking of applications, it's time to start thinking about your summer applications. I know there's still a little bit of questions when it comes to rural non-congregate, but that is a-okay to start your applications for summer. Do not submit if you plan to operate rural non-congregate this summer, because remember, you have that supplemental application you have to do and get approved before you can even submit your TMAC application. So again, if you have any questions about your summer feeding applications in TMAC, please reach out to your consultant or Randa, and we can answer all of your questions regarding those applications. And farm to school updates that we have. First off, it's not on my slide, but the USDA, they sent a thank you letter for that farm to school census that we kept pounding you about a couple of months ago to complete. Thank you for sending that out, for completing that, because all of that data that was collected during the farm to school census gets funneled up to the USDA, and that is their primary way to really highlight all the farm to school activities and work that's going on across the nation. So us having that data now is very beneficial for us as a state to really enhance farm to school and what that looks like for each district and in general across the state. So that is what Lindsay does with her job as the farm to school specialist. We really take that data, analyze it, and then really help to create better programming across the state. So if you have any farm to school questions, please reach out to Lindsay, Paul, or myself, and we are happy to help get you started down the farm to school path. In relation to farm to school, so we had our state junior chef competition in March. So at the beginning of last month, it's already April. This whole year has flown by. So in March, we had 3 teams compete, and Warren County was the winning team this year. It was fantastic. She was a one-person show because she had a team member that was sick the day of the competition, but it was wonderful because she still came out on top and won some scholarship money for the Nashville State Community College. So we are excited to see her advance her culinary career that way. And we are happy to host the Southeast Regional Competition this year in May. This is the first time any other Southeast state has hosted this competition besides Kentucky. So historically, since Sullivan University, the Culinary Institute, they provide scholarship funds for the Southeast Regional Competition. So they've typically hosted the competition. Well, Kentucky said they didn't want to host this year, so we took it on. And we are super excited to host 7 states from the Southeast region. So all states except for Florida are competing this year. And that will be held on May 10th as the actual competition day in Nashville. If you're interested in coming to watch, please feel free. Come on out. We will be at the Nashville State Community College all day from 8 a.m. to about 2 p.m. on Friday, May 10th. We'll send out more information closer to time, and there will also be a virtual award ceremony option if you want to log in to see which state wins the Southeast competition. So that link will be going out in the weekly updates soon. And that is all things junior chef. That's the exciting part of this job. Like, we are really taking farm to school and making it something bigger and better, especially with the support of our Southeast partners. And more local food for school grant information. Please spend your money. Remember, you have until August to spend those dollars for minimally processed local food items. And as I've stated before, this grant is brand new, completely different than any other grant we manage. So the invoice process takes a little bit longer. We apologize in advance for it being so delayed. It's just how it's kind of set up, federal level and then at the state level as well. So we do recognize that the invoice processing is a little bit delayed compared to other grants that we operate. And other than that, I don't have any other, but I will pass it off to Rheta for compliance updates.
Thank you, Marlia. I will be going over compliance updates today. There aren't many. As I said, I've been sitting in this chair since Monday. So there will be more as we move forward, but today there are a few. So we wanted to let y'all know that we have updated the procurement plan template, that it's not yet posted on our website, but we will be talking about it at upcoming regional meetings. We received feedback from USDA that even though we had the correct language in the template, the CFR had updated and those number references were wrong. So we have corrected those on our template so that you can correct those on your template. And then we are also turning this really into more of a template by highlighting areas that require your attention, or for you to put in your name or your SFA name, or create your own specific procedures within that plan. It will be more obvious that you have to do something with this updated version. And that is the only update I have for today. And I'll turn it over to Jolene.
Thanks, Randa. Hello, everybody. It's good to see you guys again. I am Jolene Shear. My new title is Senior Regional Consultant Manager. The same words kind of just get shuffled around, but that's what it stands right now. Super excited actually for these team changes, so I hope you all are too. I am back from maternity leave. I was off until March. I just got back the first week of March, which our son is about to be 5 months already, which is wild. But still doing a lot of the same work that I was doing before. Behind the scenes, I have the privilege of serving and helping the consultant team behind the scenes for those tough questions they need extra help and support on, PowerPoints, all things, some special projects as well, as you know from the past. So we're excited for these changes, and I hope you guys are too. I do want to give you some updates about trainings that are coming up. We have our third regional meeting in April. Throughout the month of April, all the consultants execute those meetings. And then also the third new supervisor meeting is in May. So I know that some emails have been floating out there already, which is great for the regional meeting. If you need further information on those, do check our training calendar on our TDOE webpage. And the last thing I want to talk to you guys about, our mentorship program is continuing this year. Last year was the first year, if you recall. And so this year we are continuing it. I want to thank you all for who filled out the survey that came out in January. Randa was filling my shoes while I was out, and she did a wonderful job. So you guys have seen that survey. Some have responded to emails via the consultants if they wanted to continue to be a mentor or mentee. And some folks mentioned that in the survey. So instead of reaching out to you twice, I took both of those lists. We're excited that we have 48 folks that are participating this year. And for the sake of continuous improvement, I am going to plan to make a meeting to meet with the mentors. So if you are a mentor, if you've expressed interest through your consultant or the survey to be a mentor, I have matched you. The match list is done, but I want to take the time to meet with the mentors to try to give you a little bit of a rundown for resources available to you, kind of the expectations that we have for a mentor. They're not set in stone, but what we would like to see. So I will be sending that calendar invite very shortly after this meeting. And then hopefully we'll get your match emails out so you can meet your match and connect with them during the regional meetings coming up. And with that, those are it. I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer for a district highlight.
Hey, I am going to talk to you a little bit about the Turn Up the Beat Award. The Turn Up the Beat Award recognizes outstanding summer meal program sponsors across the nation who work hard to offer high-quality meals to children that are appetizing, appealing, and nutritious during the summer months. I'm sorry. As we all know, summer meals are critical in the lives of millions of our nation's youth whose risk for food insecurity increases during the summer months when they no longer have access to the National School Lunch Program and the School Breakfast Program. Summer meal programs include the Summer Food Service Program and the Seamless Summer Option. Those present the opportunity to help alleviate summertime food insecurity and positively impact children's growth and development by offering nutritious meals and encouraging children to develop healthy habits at a young age. High quality summer meals provide daily energy and help make sure children are healthy and ready to learn when they return to school in the fall. The Turn Up the Beat Award was created to showcase sponsors who are going above and beyond to ensure that children in their care are receiving high quality meals that are both nutritious and appetizing. FNS recognized 140 summer meal sponsors with Turn Up the Beat Awards for excellence in program year 2023. 55 sponsors qualified for a gold award, 67 qualified for a silver award, and 18 qualified for a bronze award. This year, we would like to recognize and celebrate Robertson County for winning a Gold Turn Up the Beat Award. Patsy Gregory and her team in Robertson County have done an outstanding job with their seamless summer option. They took several avenues to ensure the program would be a success. One of those was a taste testing for the students. The students were given paper ballots with a happy, sad, or undecided face to mark whether they liked the item. They also offered options that appealed to their diverse population, such as totally taco meat and taco soup. But last, but certainly not least, they offered a cooking class that included connections to math and reading skills that tied into what the students were already being taught in the summer learning camps. We are so proud of Patsy and her team in Robertson County and look forward to seeing what they will do in the future.
Yes. Congratulations, Patsy. That's awesome. Wow. I have to put in a plug for something that Randa mentioned earlier about the procurement plan. Marley and I will be doing a training at TSNA on procurement plans, so stay tuned for that. But we want to thank everybody for being out on the call today. We know that a lot of this call was staff updates, but we wanted to let you put a face with the people who are going to be doing hard work on your behalf to make your job easier and to hopefully impact more students. And as I mentioned earlier, make Tennessee the shining jewel of for school nutrition. So that is all that I have today.